G'day and welcome to this quick explainer. If you've got a Year 5 or Year 6 student at home, you absolutely know the stress of prepping for the NSW Selective School Writing Test. Well, you're definitely in the right place today, because we are diving straight into one very specific and highly important text type, the letter. Could your child recognize a letter writing prompt and organize a strong response in just 30 minutes? It's a huge question, right? Because on test day, that 30-minute time limit honestly feels like an absolute pressure cooker. But here's the good news. With the right strategy, your child can tackle any letter prompt with total confidence. So let's look at exactly how they can pull that off. I want you to think of a letter's structure as just a simple fill-in-the-blank blue point. It really is that straightforward. It's about establishing the geography first, the sender's address and the date. And that's followed by a polite greeting. From there, your child dives right into the core of it all. An introduction stating the purpose, body paragraphs for the main ideas, and a clear conclusion to just wrap the whole thing up nicely. Finally, they sign off with a closing phrase and their name or signature. Giving your child this super reliable blueprint completely demystifies the process. They're going to know exactly where each section belongs before that timer even starts ticking. Okay, but structure is really only half the battle here. We've got to talk about tone. Before writing a single word, students absolutely must ask themselves 3 crucial questions. Who am I writing to? Why am I writing? And should the tone be formal or informal? I mean, think about it. A relaxed letter to family, well, that uses a greeting like Dear Grandma and signs off with love from. But a formal letter to an official, that requires a totally different approach, starting with something like Dear Principal and ending with Yours sincerely. Nailing this tone early on is so important because it prevents the whole letter from feeling completely off balance. So, how do we actually elevate the writing itself? Well, we use what we call the +1 method. Take a basic kind of plain idea like, thank you for helping me. Now, let's improve it by adding specific, descriptive details. Listen to this. Thank you for helping me revise difficult topics and encouraging me whenever I felt nervous. Do you see the difference there? It's huge. By using clear first-person pronouns, direct address, and really relevant examples, a super simple sentence instantly transforms into a high-scoring, incredibly engaging thought. Now, of course, when that clock is ticking down, mistakes are definitely going to happen. So it's really important you know what formatting and structural errors your child needs to watch out for. Some of the most common pitfalls include using the wrong tone for the audience, or maybe writing one massive, unreadable paragraph, just repeating the exact same ideas over and over, or somehow completely forgetting the actual purpose of the letter halfway through. Oh, and a really big one to watch out for right now, using casual internet slang in a formal letter. You might need to gently remind them there is absolutely no saying bruh or skibidi when writing to the local mayor. And finally, just make sure they don't simply run out of time and forget to include their conclusion and sign off at the very end. To prevent those kinds of mistakes, your child can actually use this rapid-fire test day checklist. It really works as a mental countdown during their planning and final editing phases. So it goes like this: audience, purpose, tone, greeting, paragraphs, details, conclusion, sign-off, and finally, editing. If they can just mentally tick off those 9 boxes in the exam room, I promise you they're going to be in brilliant shape. I really want to leave you with this highly encouraging takeaway today because, let's be honest, test prep can feel incredibly overwhelming for everyone involved. Strong letter writing is not about memorizing complicated words. It is about communicating clearly, sincerely, and appropriately. Seriously, take the pressure off memorizing all that massive vocabulary. Instead, just focus on delivering a clear message, using a sincere tone, and sticking to the right structure.
If you found this breakdown helpful, well, there is plenty more where this came from. You can help your child practice more NSW selective writing formats and really build up their confidence before the big day by starting some free exam practice right now over at pathtoselective.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll leave you with this final thought. If your child can master the art of the letter in just 30 minutes, what other formats could they conquer just as easily?